Ken, is 11:30 as early as Palcho and those guys will be available, or could it be earlier?
Kent, you're muted.
Thank you. Yeah, it could be a few minutes earlier. Brett said at least 11:30, but I would always be prepared a few minutes before that.
Sure, that's cool. Thank you.
Yeah, so they won't be available until 11:30 at the very earliest. So
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
on standby. If you do have questions today, please queue up a little bit in the chat box. It looks like
Ken,
Yep.
are you going to start Williams before Lovie finishes? Or are you going to wait until?
I won't be. I think we'll probably be done with Coach. Derek.
Yeah, it will be quick with Coach today for sure. I'll make sure.
Okay.
All right. Well, Coach, why don't we go ahead and start it off? I don't know if there's anything you can report from practice today, and then we'll open up for questions.
Had a good practice, not a whole lot to report. Day 2, the game's right around the corner. Game week. Excited about playing. Take your question.
All right, Bob, you're leading off. Jeremy, you're on deck. Joey Wagner in the hole.
Coach, you touched on yesterday about the value of these offensive linemen, but can you get a little more specific about Doug and Alex, just kind of what they've meant to you, not just this year, but the whole time they've been here, how solid they've been, what kind of guys they are?
They're all just super guys. 4 to 5 on our leadership group, which kind of runs the football team. As far as Doug is concerned, everything starts with the center. He's bright. He can make all the checks on the line. Tough football player, mobile football player. And really the description of Doug kind of goes for all of them. They all show up on time each day. But Darren Lowe, Alex Palczewski, Kendrick Green, all excellent football players. And all excellent football players that want to play at the next level too. I mean, it was exciting for them, for Nick Algretti to get called out on Monday night, last night, of playing good football. And all those guys kind of played with Nicky, so it gives them a barometer a little bit of what goes to the next level. But they know, our offensive line knows the challenge, playing a great defensive front seven like we'll be playing, against Wisconsin.
Have either of these guys surprised you in terms of how good they've been? I know Doug was a little under recruited. Have they been better than you thought they would be, or tell me where they are on that now?
Well, Bob, I wouldn't say they've been, when they all start 3 years, pretty much all of them going to start for 4 years. I don't know if they really surprise you an awful lot. That said, that the evaluation was good. We really, who we wanted them to be, who we thought they would be is how it's turned out. If you saw how they work each day, it's not like it surprises you. If there's talent, and then if you're just a football junkie that love the game, which they all do, good things are supposed to happen.
Thanks, Coach.
You're welcome.
Jeremy, you're up. Joey, and then Matt Stevens.
Good morning, Lovie. I want to ask you about one of your other newcomers, Anthony Shipton. What have you seen from him in his transition from the JUCO level, and what can he add on the interior?
First off, of course, it's a hard transition to go from high school. Graduate transfers, of course, it's a lot easier. Junior college athletes are right, a little bit above in high school player, as you know. So there was a transition. Shipton has to, he'll tell you he needs to get stronger, but we think he's been about who we wanted him to be. We thought he would be. He's jumped in. He got here a little bit later than the rest of the crew, but works hard. Again, the athletic ability that we saw, him being able to play the run, and just he's high on life too, brings energy each day, pleasant to be around. Now it's about him taking these next steps. First thing, getting strong and just continuing to develop.
Another guy I want to ask you about, since you made the position change, was Moses Akpala, moving to the offensive line. What went into that, and what do you think he can be long-term there for you?
We've had a little success with defensive linemen that we think can be good, maybe good defensive linemen, but have a chance to really be really good on the offensive side, like Kendrick Green, like Julian Pearl, I should say, too. If you look at Moses, he looks like the prototype offensive tackle. Long arms, high cut, tough, maybe not quite what you're looking for at the defensive line position. So it was a natural move for him. Been wanting to do it for a while, but we made the move. As a general rule, when you come in your freshman year, we let you play what we recruited you as. From there, now the conversation is, this is where I think you should play. And that's how I came out with Moses.
Thank you, Lovie.
You're welcome.
Okay, Joey Wagner, Matt Stevens on deck.
Good morning, Lovie. Yesterday, Rod said the backup quarterback battle was, Matt or Isaiah. I guess, what have you seen from that backup competition over the course of camp and as we get into game week?
Well, just talking about Matt first. Matt, we've had a chance to see Matt in games where he's gotten on the field, played well, some, bringing us back in the Michigan game. Didn't play as well in the Northwestern game. So we've had an opportunity to evaluate Matt in game situations a lot more. Isaiah Williams, I think, has made about as much improvement as anybody on the team. And what we like about him, he's extremely bright, smart. His quickness, he's as quick as anyone we have. His throwing has gotten a lot better. So just like the progress he's made, it's good to have those type of options.
Specifically with that improvement, I know Rod mentioned he bulked up his body. Has there been other stuff that you've seen that has been encouraging from Isaiah?
No, I mean, as a general rule, most young guys, especially skilled guys coming in, haven't done a lot of lift and haven't lived in the weight room a long period of time. So normally that happens. They get bigger and stronger and all that. But then it's just your normal things that experience will teach you from being here over a year. The surroundings, all of that's not new to him anymore. And just being in the offense another year. Every time you get a rep, you see something. There's some type of improvement you can make. And that's what Isaiah's done.
Thank you, Lovie.
You're welcome.
Okay, Matt, you're up, and then Scott Ritchie on deck.
First, house cleaning, I guess, question, Lovey, is who are the coaches that are going to be upstairs for you on Friday night starting this year? I know Gil was that for you last year. He's no longer there. And I know Rod will be upstairs, but who's going upstairs on game day?
Yeah, we have a plan for that on game day. We'll kind of go, I don't normally go through all those kind of things until we
Okay.
actually start playing, but we do have a plan. As a general rule, Rod likes being up there in the press box. Most offensive coordinators do the years. I mean, a lot of the defensive guys kind of start staying, like to be down on the field. Just talking defensively a little bit, what you get from upstairs, you can pretty much get, downstairs. And again, you can have your hands on. So we'll have as many coaches as possible down on the field.
And then just from talking about your pass rush that I know is going to be critical, and maybe some guys that we haven't seen play a lot of ball, specifically maybe a Keith Randolph. Is that somebody that has impressed you during camp and could make an impact early on this year?
Yes, it's time for Keith to step up. He has all of the traits we're looking for. The times when he got a few plays last year, but other times we've seen him play, there's potential there. He's one of the young players that we think will step up and give us good play this year. Seth Coleman is another. So Zeke Holmes, these are some young players that it's their time. And we think we'll like what we're going to see from them.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Okay, Scott Ritchie.
Morning, Levy. With Tony Adams moving back to safety, who are some cornerbacks that have maybe slid into maybe that role where they'll provide you some depth behind your starters?
Well, Nate Hobbs, of course, and Devin Witherspoon, of course, started for us last year. Marquez Beeson, we've talked a lot about Marquez. Marquez is healthy now, and that's what was kind of, slowing up his progress a little bit. So those would be you mentioned, of course, Tone, some of the other guys. Those would be the guys that have been mixed a little bit. We have a group of about 8 guys, and some of them are kind of interchangeable a little bit. Quan Martin's another guy that has some position flexibility too.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Lost my deal. All right, that's it, Coach. It's all the questions lined up today. Thank you for your time and appreciate it. All right, everybody. DeMonte's on.